Phase.
honestly the best.
I love Tradecaster.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Just a friendly reminder. Over the past 12 months, how much money did you make day trading using your strategy? $551,000.
That kind of money, it's like you know what you're doing.
Sean knows his stuff.
So this is exactly how I did it.
Perfect.
I want everyone to go trade. Go! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Anything else?
It wasn't pleasant. That was during lunch hours.
Take some pictures.
Now we're up $1,200! We got some action right here. $2,000, $760. If I tell you how I was able to do this, go out and make that money, make a killing. Can we start getting ourselves in the green somehow? Get it, people! A bot sell man making HUDI $1,000. Ollie with a $327 trade. Boom, guys. $989 profit. $2,600. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! You guys want to see something good today? We're bringing something good to the house.
Agreement.
Traders, we're ready to go. September, baby. September trading. September action. September motivation, inspiration, desire. I cannot wait to see what we get here going on today. We are back here bright and early on this day, ready to go to kick off again this month of mystery, this month of known to see big time drops and pullbacks. And I can already tell you at this time, this market has been so hot, so crazy, and there is so much money to be made. If you guys were not here yesterday, absolutely crushed it. We were able to make $1,400 on the day yesterday, which was fantastic, right? You know, last week we did have our boot camp. We went over absolutely everything A to Z, how to make money in the stock market. The first day after our boot camp, we go ahead and we make $1,400. And that just really, again, comes into fruition as if you train, if you study, if you know the fundamentals, if you know the basics. Right, traders? We told every single person, if you join the boot camp, I will teach you everything I know. Then again, the next time we trade, we made $1,400. I mean, it's just about being consistent. So far today, I do have one trade already in the books. I did make $341 already today. We will go over that in a second, but I do just want to wake every single trader up right now. So everyone taking that deep breath at this moment. Smell again the eggs, the bacon, the French toast. Smell that fresh cut up fruit salad. Smell that cup of coffee. Smell again the flapjacks and the sausage. Smell again. We got a big breakfast over here. Traders, we are getting ourselves ready to rock, and we got to be able to break down absolutely everything on this day. But if you guys are excited, if you guys are motivated, if you guys are ready to rock and roll, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up right here and right now. Show some love, show some support over to the stream. If you guys are ready to make some money, I need you guys to match my enthusiasm right here and right now because we got a big day ahead. So let's start diving into it all, because there is so much news and there's so much opportunity here today. I do want to make sure every single person is all set, ready to go. So what are the top gainers on the day? As you guys can see right here, we do have a few top gainers, and let's just go back into a little bit of a larger time frame so we can clearly see every single one of them and what they've done throughout pre-market. So this is how I always like to start. I always like to kind of get a gauge of, okay, what are chart patterns looking like? Are there any stocks that are spiking up right now at highs? Is there anything that needs to be known right at this moment? Well, we have STI. STI, a lot of resistance, it looks like, right across 850. 850 touch, 850 touch, came up towards 805, getting a little bit weaker. We can see this is almost in like that head and shoulders pattern. Yesterday, again, we were able to make a lot of money shorting stocks off of head and shoulders patterns. STI could be one of those plays today that we could get that nice little spike up to 850, watch the head and shoulders pattern and that possible reversal to be able to come right back on down. That could be really nice. What else do we have here, guys? BTBD. $2 up to $4. Main resistance line at this moment is that $4 mark. If we could be able to squeeze and break through $4, $5 is going to be that natural resistance line. $4 is definitely giving it a little bit of trouble. We'll come back over towards this play. We have AIHS here today. AIHS went on a spike and a dump because it doesn't have any sort of news behind it, but we are still slightly building some higher lows at this time. So a little bit of higher lows over there. FEDU, barely any sort of volume. GRG, not too much right there. LPTH creeping its way on up. Okay, cool. So is there anything we need right at this moment? The answer is no. We don't need anything right at this exact second. But as you guys can tell, we have options today. We have, again, potential. So how do we want to start? Let's start with the biggest, broadest view, and let's work our way in. Let's get every single person for if anyone out there in the world doesn't know again about the stock market, let's start nice and fresh and work our way into detail. So first things first, let's check the S&P 500. The S&P 500 here today is trying to have a little bit of a recovery off of yesterday. Off of yesterday, the S&P 500 went from 645 and dropped down to 636. Now, traders, why did this happen? Well, we had a nice drop yesterday because tariff talk started coming on up. Remember when we dumped in the beginning of the year? We dumped and we crashed super hard in the first, again, 1, 2, 3 months, all the way until April on the S&P 500, the overall stock market here. Now, why did that happen? Because we didn't know what was going to happen with tariffs. Obviously, when we do something new, there's concern. I'm not saying tariffs are great. I'm not saying tariffs are good. I'm not saying tariffs are bad. I'm not saying tariffs are horrendous. I do not know. But the thing is, nobody knows. Trump has an idea that says, I want to do tariffs and we are going to be able to put heavy taxes on foreign countries that are essentially taking advantage of us. We want to get paid more money if you are going to have our consumers buy your products. Hey, sounds good in theory. But at the same time, how is that going to translate to actually getting deals done? Are we going to lose business or are we going to actually gain money from it? These are all the things that concern people, concern Wall Street, concern companies. So when there is concern, there is fear. When there is fear, people don't know what's going to happen next. That's where you hold your money. If someone said, hey, give me $100, I'll go make $200 from it. And you say, well, how? And you say, well, again, I'm trying something new. It's like, no, I want to hold on to my money. When there are surefire ways to make money, or when things are already common and we're kind of already into a flow, there's more confidence. So could tariffs be an amazing thing in the future? Absolutely. Could they be a horrendous thing in the future? Absolutely. The thing is, we do not know. And that's why sometimes when we mention tariffs on CNBC, or Trump comes out and talks about tariffs and says, again, deals aren't going well, or again, we're having, again, issues or tensions with this other country, or trade wars might happen. Things like that, that's where there's fear. That's where there's uncertainty, and that is when the market drops. So yesterday, we saw Trump come on out saying it's not going well with India. We tried to have, again, great talks with India. Unfortunately, India is not budging. We're not budging. Things are not going well with India at this time. That, again, definitely scared the market a little bit. The S&P 500 got a pretty big drop. Now, with that being stated, traders, we already know the picture that I'm going to show. And what's the picture that I'm going to show is the picture I always show, which is the S&P 500 on its monthly performance. Team, a bajillion times. Let's just type it on Google. SPY monthly performance. What do we have here? We do know that September is by far the worst performing month of the year. So just click this first image. Over the last 10 years, we can clearly see that September is the only month that consistently gives back gains. S&P 500 average return from 1996 to 2024. September is the biggest dropping month. You can see S&P 500 over the last 85 years. September is the reddest month of the year. So if someone, and you probably have heard this already, but there are a lot of traders out there in the world at this moment that are saying to themselves, hey, you know what? I want to be smart in September. I'm going to either A, do put contracts, or A, do shorts, or on top of that, B, I'm going to wait for dip buys, or B, I'm going to wait for, again, opportunities where I can be able to get in after. So you don't have to short right now. You don't have to do put contracts right now. You could also just wait for everything to fall and then go ahead and get a dip buy opportunity. So there's opportunities for buyers and sellers. But what I do truly want you guys to realize right here is that we are seeing the markets extremely red during this September period. Now, that's the same exact thing that happens with Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin monthly performance. If we wanted to check this on out, what is Bitcoin known for? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, right here, what can we see? Bitcoin is known into September. It is its biggest dropping month, a 3.77% drop. So you can actually, again, see what we have. Let's just go over to, let's see here, September. Look how red September usually is on Bitcoin. On an average year or an average month, right, we would have January, 3% gain. February, 13% gain. March, 12% gain. April, 13% gain. May, 8% gain. September, 3% loss. Team, that stands. That speaks volume to me. That over the last, again, 10 years, September averaging red. That's in Bitcoin. S&P 500 over the last 100 years. September averages red. So we want to already have in our mind right now that September, we should be seeing a big pullback. September, we should be seeing a big drop. And if the markets can hold right now, that's fantastic and that's awesome, but there's a great chance that it's not going to hold. Now, Dek, does that mean we're going to fall into a recession? Absolutely not. I'm not sitting here saying we're going to fall into a recession. What am I saying? I'm saying, again, there's going to be natural, healthy pullbacks. Right? Natural healthy pullbacks. The S&P 500 is going to come back down to maybe the 625 mark. You could get a great dip buy opportunity. We could see, again, Tesla be able to fade and fall, maybe back on down to 300. That's a great dip buy opportunity. We could see NVIDIA come back on down to maybe 150. That's a great dip buy opportunity. We could see Palantir maybe fall back down towards around the 120s. That's a great dip buying opportunity. So as, again, this month goes by, just be prepared that if blue chips start fading and falling, don't get into the fear mongering on YouTube or Reddit where, oh, we're going to fall into a recession. It happens every single year. So everyone that's shorting and saying, I'm going to hold my shorts for the next 6 months, this is the end of the world, they're going to get burned. All you got to do is short for a few weeks, or on top of that, get ready for some dip buys after the fall happens. Now, when is the fall going to happen? In September? I'm not a future teller. I don't know. It could be, again, maybe tomorrow. It could be today. It could be next week. But we usually do see 1 or 2 massive red days in September. Just make sure that you guys are prepared for that. So, Dek, what's your favorite play? I've already talked about this, guys, but I will tell you right now, my favorite short is going to be MicroStrategy, MSTR. MSTR traders is my favorite short. And I went over this yesterday saying for the first time in about 2 years, it's underneath the 50-day moving average. It's underneath the 200-day moving average, and it's underneath the 13 EMA. It's underneath all 3 indicators. All 3 indicators showing us that we're very bearish at this moment. The biggest thing that MicroStrategy needs is what? To be able to fall underneath that 50-week moving average. Notice over the last year and a half, 2 years, we have always bounced off the 50-week moving average. When we crack the 50-week moving average, this is going to be like cracking a support line. This is going to be like cracking a floor. When you fall underneath this blue support line, the 50-week moving average, think about how much room we have to drop. Now, what's MSTR? Traders, I'm going to be frank with you. MSTR's business sucks. Their business is not good. Their business is like flatlined. It hasn't done anything. But they are the #1 largest private Bitcoin holders in the world. They have more Bitcoin than the United States government. They have more Bitcoin than any other company or corporation out there in the world. MSTR, nobody cares about their business. Nobody cares about their revenue. No one cares about their partnerships. No one cares about any of that. It is, if you like Bitcoin, you can buy MSTR instead of Bitcoin because it's a heavy leveraged play. So MSTR right here, no one cares about the company. You don't got to care about the company and the software over on MSTR. What you want to be looking for instead is saying to yourself, hey, MSTR right here, okay, what is going to happen? Well, it follows whatever Bitcoin does. When Bitcoin goes up, MSTR goes up. When Bitcoin goes down, MSTR goes down. Well, we know again September is the month where Bitcoin falls the hardest and where the S&P 500 falls the hardest. Not only that, MSTR is underneath all three popular indicators, and on top of that, if it cracks underneath the line that it hasn't cracked underneath in 2 years, we might have an accelerated sell-off. So the thing is, MSTR, that's my favorite short if we can crack underneath 330. So just want to be open, honest, credible, transparent. I did short that a little bit last week. I made like $1,500 shorting this play last week. But now, again, we're kind of more at that make or break time where MSTR, we are watching to see if that one's going to be able to continuously fade and fall and drop a little bit more. So MSTR here, guys, that's one of my favorite ones for an upcoming S&P 500 sell-off, Bitcoin sell-off. That's kind of one of those plays that I'm watching closely. Now, let's get over to the good stuff here. Let's start breaking down some of the top plays of today to try to figure out what the heck is happening, why are we seeing spikes, rips, and runs, and what is going to be the best play. Now, again, Dek, how do you find all these plays every single morning? I get everything over from FoxRunner. FoxRunner literally gives me the answers every single day. You guys have probably seen me post before, press releases and articles. I, again, do just get them all over here from FoxRunner, basically telling me what I should be watching every single morning. So, as we could see right here, we had a ton of news come on out. We had BMRA with news this morning. We had LCFY with news this morning. We had RLYB. We had AIHS. We had, here's a blue chip, all the highlights of this morning. So again, if you guys didn't check this out, go check this out. Technology, Google News, CRM News, Google News, Amazon News, NVIDIA News, BABA News, a lot of news, healthcare news, consumer news, finance news, industry news. Then we also had news on SINT. We also had news over on Google. We had news over on STI. There were a lot of solid press releases here this morning. Let's go ahead and let's do this, traders, just because let's make our life easy. Let's go ahead over to FoxRunner. Let's grab again the Wednesday watch list, all of the plays. So here's the Wednesday watch list of all of the plays. Now, let's go through each one of these plays real quick, and let's just see if it's worth our time, okay? So this is a little bit of a larger watch list. Let's see what plays are worth our time and which ones are not. So first things first, guys, we do a BTBD here. BTBD is the #1 top gainer in the stock market. BTBD is 3 million in float, very low float stock. BTBD is, again, still climbing and moving and ripping and running right here, building higher lows. Let me ask you guys, is this one that we'd want to watch? Yes or no? I would say 100%. BTBD is going to be a stock that does have a press release this morning. It talked about having a definitive merger agreement. This press release led to buyers moving out on the play with a low float stock, which is now building higher lows. Awesome. So again, let's just keep this one on watch. We can dive into more detail in a little bit. What about BMRA? Do we need BMRA at this time? Guys, BMRA did come out with a United Arab Emirates Ministry of Health gave it approval for its kidney test on home use. What did BMRA do? BMRA this morning, what does it look like? Massive spike, massive dump. While it does have news, it's probably not worth my time to be, again, getting myself involved in right at the start of the day. So I'm going to cross that one off. Sure, it has news. Sure, it had a great spike this morning, but it doesn't have any opportunity for me right now. It had a great spike when the press release came on out, had a great dump and a big sell-off. But the thing is, you have to be ready for these spikes on the upside, spikes on the, or drops on the downside. It's not worth it for me right now. What about LCFY? LCFY this morning. LCFY, this play, again, same exact thing. Had a massive spike this morning at the time of 8 o'clock, right? Stock came on out, LCFY at 8 o'clock. Stock went from $4, spiked up to $7.75. So if you had a $4,000 account and you bought in 1,000 shares, you could have been able to make $3,500 in profit on the upside. And then again, make that money back on the downside. But at the same time here, traders, it's not worth our time at this moment. If you're saying, well, Dek, how do I catch it on the upside? That's very simple. Again, how to catch it on the upside is, exactly what I do. Just do lower float stocks. So go over to your FoxRunner, go 0 to 20 million in float, because again, all lower float stocks are the ones that spike. And as you guys know, what time does news come out? 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. So what do you guys think I do here every morning? Hey guys, 8 o'clock news is about to come on out. Let's get prepared. Let's get ready. I have my voice alerts on. I have my keywords on. Just like, again, 754 BTBD. An agreement came on out. 754, the agreement with WKHS came on out here, guess what happened? If I'm looking at the news scanner at 7:54, I have again a voice alert that says agreement out loud. What do you think happens? BTBD, I'm going to be one of the first people in on this play. I'm getting in. Again, the stock started spiking at 8:30. I'm aware of it before 8 o'clock because, again, I have the news. Same exact thing with, you know what? Here's 8 o'clock news, guys. 8 o'clock at this time. Here's LCFY. If I'm looking at the news scanner, LCFY at the time of 8 o'clock and 18 seconds, LCFY, here's the press release. 8 o'clock comes on out and it spikes from 8 o'clock to 8:01 to 8:02 to 8:03 to 8:04, 8:05, and then again drops all the way back on down. So you're getting the upside and you're getting the downside. You're getting both areas of success. So again, it's all about just watching these press releases in the early morning, just like at 7 o'clock. Right, take a look right here. 7 o'clock, I'm looking at the news scanner. SINT, 3-star press release with, again, a rocket ship showing that it's demonstrating. When you demonstrate something, it's good. So SINT, 7 o'clock in this morning. SINT, guess what? If you're taking a look over on this play, 7 o'clock in the morning, guess what happens? The stock starts going on a very big spike, rip and run. If you're watching the scanner, if you're watching the news, this is how you get everything right away. This is how I'm always able to be like the first one alerting it. Because again, I sit here, I watch the scanner, I set it for low floats. I have, again, the keywords that I want, and I also have voice alerts on, so it's giving me every answer I need right away. So just a little heads on up, guys. Finding the hottest plays, every single person should be able to find them quickly and easily, right? That's with the keywords, with, again, your private keywords, and highlighting everything that you guys want. So a lot of good stuff there, but let's go back over towards our watch list at this time, so we're all good. So we know, again, we only need BTBD at this moment. What about RLYB? RLYB received $12 million in cash. RLYB, I don't think this one did too much. Now, I had a spike and then came right back on down. Cool, we can cross that one on off. Had a quick little spike, came back on down. What about SINT? SINT, let's still keep this one on watch. I would say SINT, let's just be aware of it. Why? It publishes a landmark study demonstrating, again, that was the one we just went over, when you demonstrate something, it's usually something on the positive side. Now, SINT definitely is fading and falling at this moment, but overall, it's still having a large gap up from yesterday. So it's still going from 460 up to 537. I would still say there's a chance that this could run and rip up towards around $6. Do I think BTBD is a little bit hotter and better? I would say yes, but at the same time, SINT is still one we want to watch. Google stock popped this morning after, again, it won its case in the antitrust case, so it avoids its breakup in the antitrust case. Google, a bigger play. If you want to watch it, go ahead and watch it. We also have STI. STI right here, team. Do we want to watch STI, which is, or did come on out with a press release saying that it was awarded for its breakthrough in sustainable graphite production. So it was awarded. Awarded is a great key word here. Right? And again, you don't need to know anything about graphite production. You want to just know your keywords. Oh, it demonstrates. Oh, it was awarded. Oh, it received. Oh, it had approval. So STI at this moment, if we take a look over on this play, what do we notice? It's still sitting near its highs. It has room to spike back up towards around 840. STI is, again, a 1 million in float stock. 100%. I would say let's still keep this play on watch. So right now, team, I still think we got to watch BTBD, SINT, STI. What about PMN? PMN, guys, this was one of those plays that came out with a hot press release in the morning. PMN exploded this morning, 50 cents up to 80 cents, back on down to 50 cents. Guys, little heads on up, just kind of throw this in your memory bank. Whenever you see stocks go from 50 cents to like 60, 70, they usually always have reversals at 80. It's just one of those weird things. If you see a stock go from 40 cents to 60 cents, a lot of times they're going up to 80, and 80 is where they turn. Well, Dek, what if they break 80? Then usually it's $1. So 80 cents is always a super strong resistance line. So is $1, so is $5, so is $10. So right now, out of the hot news, we have BTBD, we have SINT, we have STI, which are still holding their gains. All of these spiked this morning, but these are the only ones as of now that are still holding their gains. Unfortunately, all the other ones gave everything on back. Now, Dek, are there any other plays that we'd want to watch here? Well, we also have AIHS. AIHS this morning here, traders, if we want to go ahead and take a look, AIHS did not have news this morning, but it does have a low float, which is leading towards a spike. So it says right here, AIHS, no news, 1.1 million in float. And this was at 7:48 in the morning. So this was like almost 2 hours ago now. 62% gain. AIHS is hitting new highs, no news but a low float. As of 7:45 a.m., AIHS is currently the number 2 top gainer with a 62% gain. There is no credibility, but there is a 1.1 million in float, which is most likely the reason for the spike. The float, as we know, is going to be the supply. When you have a low supply of shares and a high demand, you get big time spiking. So the thing is, traders, all it is when you have a low supply, a high demand, you get big rips. A lot of people want to buy in on AIHS right now, but there's not much of supply. So that's leading towards the price increasing dramatically. Now, the issue is sometimes when a stock does not have any sort of credible news, guess what happens? The stock comes crashing right back on down. The stock has a lot of weakness. So AIHS, do I think this play can spike and rip and run with its low flow, already having some attention towards it? Absolutely. The issue is there's no actual credibility. So if you buy this play and it dumps on you, you can't be shocked. If you buy this play and it just crashes and falls apart, you're just going to say, yeah, I mean, there was no reason for it to be up in the first place. But there is a chance that it might get a little bit of hype. I would say let's be aware of it. Maybe not my favorite, but let's just be aware of this. This one still has potential. Dek, what about SOGP? SOGP right here, team. This is what I call, again, one of those go-to mid-candle breakout patterns. Another play that was alerted, when was this alerted here, guys, over on SOGP? SOGP right here. So this actually was alerted at 1 a.m. or 12 o'clock last night. So SOGP, last Thursday's top gainer, is back for more. SOGP had an 82% gain yesterday after a 228% gain last week. So again, last week, the stock spiked 228%. Yesterday, it spiked again another 82%. So SOGP is obviously an extremely hot play, right? If we take a look at this play, what made SOGP spike? On Thursday of last week, they had a press release. What was the press release? They talked about announcing a special cash dividend. What is SOGP's float? 4 million. So we had a special cash dividend, 4 million in float, and as of now, 23.25 is its main area of trouble. So SOGP right here, team. If we want to take a look at this play, let's go back to like a 5-minute time frame. Look at what we're having. A lot of trouble right here. That 23.25 mark. SOGP might be one of the best stocks to watch today. Now, doesn't mean it's going to go on a big time spike and rip and run, but I am saying it has volatility. SOGP spiked crazy on Thursday, faded a little bit on Friday, exploded back up yesterday, 23.50 resistance, 23.50, 23.50, came back up to $23, and right now it's currently sitting right around $22. If you short this play, you cannot hold it past 23.50. 23.50 is a no-go. Do not hold this play if it goes above 23.50 on the short side. You could get absolutely wrecked. But if you short it underneath 23.50, there is room to fall back on down to 20. There is room to be able to have some weakness. And this is going to be one of the hottest plays out there. If you're saying, Dek, what's like the best support line right now? I would probably say the best support line would be right around like $20, right? It would probably be right around $20, which would be a nice support line. So we will be watching that. Also, last but not least, we have IPDN. IPDN, almost in a very similar, similar idea. IPDN was, again, a top gainer. Top gainer yesterday and a top gainer on Friday. High alert. So we take a look right here, guys. IPDN, massive spike up. Then again, yesterday started spiking its way back on up. And today started spiking its way back on up. So if you're asking me right now, right, and saying, Dek, what is your watch list today? So I'm going to say Dek's watch list, right? What do I have? I have BTBD, I'm watching. SINT, I'm watching. STI, I'm watching. AIHS, I'm watching. SOGP, I'm watching. IPDN, I'm watching. So that's kind of like my watch list to kick things on off. That's my watch list to kind of get ourselves prepared. That's my watch list to make sure every single person is ready. And it's just like, that's just what I want to make sure that we are all good here. So I'm just kind of posting this for everyone so you guys have a great little starting point on how we want to be trading this and how we want to be getting after it. So want to make sure you guys are all good. Does everyone like this kind of watch list starting on off? And again, maybe what we want to focus on. Now we only got 2 minutes until the market opens on up. So we have, again, a few plays that we like here, which is awesome. Now let's go ahead and maybe start looking for some possibility of some short entries. Maybe, again, we start getting ourselves prepared for some, entries here. Let's start with BTBD. Deck, if we go back over towards a 1 minute time frame on BTBD, where could this spike on up to? I think BTBD could spike on up towards what area? Like 460-ish if we get that quick little short squeeze. I do want to see how much shares are to short here. BTBD, Deck, let's say you want to get 2,000 shares on the short side. 2,000 shares, locate lowest. How much is that going to cost me? That's going to cost me $80. That's going to cost me $88. I'm going to wait until we get back above, let's say 450 before I look for some possible shorts over there. What else do we have here today, guys? We also have SINT. SINT most likely is going to fall on down towards around $5. Before it has a dip buy or a bounce buy, it's most likely going to fade and fall towards around $5. Could just be a slow and steady little fader. STI right here. STI might get a little bit of a pop. I don't want to do anything right there just yet. What about AIHS? AIHS, again, AIHS, that could get a quick little pop up towards like 370 and have a little bit of a pullback. Is there any shares or are these all hard to borrow? AIHS. Whoopsie. AIHS. Let's see, inquire. If there's something that's only like, $9, something that's very cheap. AIHS still is very expensive. What about SOGP? SOGP, guys, this is going to be what I think is going to be the most active stock today. I think SOGP is going to be super active. I think it's going to be super hot. I think a lot of traders are going to be focusing over on SOGP at the start of the day. Definitely one that I probably want to get involved in just because, oh, guys, look at this. SOGPs, the shorts are less than $1 as well. I love that. So I'm going to get 1,000 shares right now. It's pending, accepted. It cost me 80 cents. Love that. So 80 cents, all set, ready to go for SOGP shorts if I ever want to get filled. Now, market's up, market's live, and we are all set, ready to go. SOGP, Deck, what are we looking at here? Well, we do know our main resistance line over on SOGP is where? 2350, 2350, 2350. I would say there is probably going to be some strong resistance up near around like 2250, 2240 if we could ever get, that little pop. So I'm actually, again, thinking, all right, hey, Deck, let me watch this closely. Let's see what's going to be happening here. See if I can maybe, again, look for some entries around 2240. And remember, if we ever start smashing through $23, I'm 100% out of that play, right? You guys know I am not going to be holding this play if we start going through like $23 or so. It's just way too risky for me. I don't want to, again, get squeezed out of this play. I don't want to, again, get myself in a position that I feel like is just going to mess me up. So right now, team, I am not in on anything just yet. And actually, I just got filled on my first SOGP short. SOGP first short right here, only 100 shares. So I'm not going to go too big, but as I said, my biggest fear would be getting squeezed out of this play, but I do want to give this a chance to see if it's going to get a little pop and reverse right back on down. So SOGP, giving it a chance. I'm going to have a hard stop loss though at, again, $23 in case this stock ever did start squeezing its way back on up. Okay, I'm in right now, 22.49 with 400 shares. Probably not going to add any more than this right now. But I am just going to do right at this moment, say, hey, Deck, we hit right here, we got rejected. Hit right here, we got rejected. Hit right here, we got rejected. It's starting to move itself on up. 2350, going to be getting out of this play here in a moment if we ever get above that. So again, that's my stop loss, as you guys know. Guys, out. SOGP, had to give that a chance. But again, as you guys know, out of that one, not going to hold that one. So again, not going to hold that if that play breaks 2250. Wanted to give it a chance. I refused to get caught up in a short squeeze. Stayed up with 400 shares, basically gave back my gains from earlier today. So again, went after a quick little trade, breaking on out, not worth it for me. Not going to, again, hold this play. If it breaks that red line, always got to have a quick stop loss. Won $340, lost $588. Not going to put myself in a position that could lose. But at the same time, if this one does fade and fall, I will look to re-enter. But it does have a very large spread. Going to be a little tricky, going to be a little bit crazy here, team. But again, that's going to be a little bit of a tough one over on SOGP. Big spike, as you guys know, broke again 2350, can't hold it, not going to be worth it for me. A lot of traders are, again, watching SOGP. Underneath 2350 is where you can short it, though, if interested. Let's see what else we have here. STI watching this one. SOGP right now, still, again, traders got a big upper shadow right there. Deck, if you kept on holding, you'd win. I know that, but at the same time, this is such a scary play, guys. Such a scary play. And look at the spread. Why the spread is so big on this play, it does make it very tough to trade. You guys know what I mean? When you have a spread that is that large, I mean, it makes it very difficult to trade. I'm thinking about maybe just doing orders right around 2350 of just like 100 shares at a time. I know 2350 is going to be tough to be able to, break and hold above, but let me give it some time here. Right now I'm down $200 on the day. Down $200 on the day. Not going to, again, go too crazy. Keeping things tight and small where I need to. We have upper shadow, upper shadow. Is there anything that's going wild, though? Let me see here. SOGP. Let me shut this door here. Whoop. SOGP getting a little bit of weakness. Has a little bit of that setup here. We do know, again, all the hottest stocks. What do we have? IPDN also deck on a halt on the upside. So IPDN also getting halted on the upside here. Still thinking about having the same game plan over on SOGP. 2350 here still, right? That's kind of like it's still the main game plan that you'd want to be looking at. As long as it stays underneath 2350, technically you are good. Room to fall back on down towards around $22 if things start getting weaker and things start dropping on off. I'm looking to see where is like the big volume going today. BTBD is on the verge of getting a crack as well. Guys, if you take a look on BTBD, this is on the verge of getting a crack. If that can't hold up the VWAP, right? If that can't hold up the VWAP, that's going to start getting weaker. That's going to start dumping itself back on down here slightly. So giving everything a little bit of time. Don't want to revenge trade. Don't want to put myself in a bad position. AIHS, still watching these here. Right now, it's just about waiting and watching. Let's see what comes on up. BTBD could be a slow, steady fade. You might get a little pop back up towards around $4. You might get a little pop back up to $4, but we can clearly see there is a downtrend starting to form, right? We can clearly see a downtrend is starting to form. We can clearly see there is a downtrend at this time. Right now, I'm down $220 on the day. So again, slightly in the red, but again, that's fine. One trade, we'll be able to get ourselves in the good. Get ourselves in the good. BTBD, room to run up to $4. STI still watching. And again, IPDN is that other play we're looking at. Guys, look at SOGP. Guys, SOGP, guys, starting to get weaker. SOGP right now starting to get that weakness, starting to get that fade. I could imagine SOGP, if it gets a little bit of a bounce play. Guys, look at SOGP right now. SOGP, if it does get a little bounce play, I'll come back up towards like 2250-ish, 2260 area. I didn't even realize, guys, how am I in right now? I believe I'm in on SOGP on the long side. I didn't even realize I was in on that. Let me just get out of that play real quick. How the heck did I even get in on the long side right there? That was not an order I ever meant to do. I have to unfortunately cut out of that. I just looked out. I was like staring at my P&L. I'm like, what the heck's going on there? Didn't even realize I was there. I think I'm going to avoid SOGP right now. I feel like SOGP, I just made a rookie mistake. I'm not even sure how I accidentally put an order in. I may have just done something I didn't mean to do. Let me just avoid SOGP. Let me go somewhere else other than SOGP right here, because obviously the spread, a 50-cent spread making things touch. Let me avoid that play at this moment. Okay, let's go to a play that I like a little bit better. I didn't mean to go long at all, Reese. So again, where did I go long? I don't even remember even putting in a long order. I might have accidentally done it, maybe thinking I was doing a pending short order. Maybe I accidentally double-clicked. I wasn't sure. I just looked at my P&L and I was like, when did I go long? So just a little brain fart, I guess, over on my end. Right now, let's again stay smart. I'm going to avoid SOGP. Look for, again, a couple other different plays at this time. Oh my goodness, guys, hold on a second. SOGP. Get me out of that play. BTBD. Is my, like, get me out of that play. Okay, I'm zeroed out right now. Zeroed out. I just zeroed out. Let's just take a breath and start fresh. Whew. Okay. Zeroed out, ready to go. Lost again $0. Won $340. Lost again, $600. Right now on the day, getting everyone on the same page. We're currently down $387. $387, baby food. Let's go ahead. Let's get ready to make some money. IPDN at this moment. IPDN is again a stock that is on high watch and high alert. IPDN team, this is a previous top gaining play. IPDN has gone from $2 and has spiked up towards $11. Let's look at past chart history pattern to see if there is a major line of resistance that we are going to be coming up towards. Major line of resistance at this moment, as you guys can all see and tell, is going to be at the price of $10.85. So right here, team, what do we have? We have very nice spike, runs up to $10.85. We got a big time sell-off. Guess what's coming on up here? We're running back up towards around $10.85. Okay, IPDN, $10.85, strong resistance. Now, where else do we have strong resistance? Let's go back towards, again, this area. That's more up towards $11.25, old spiking high back in November. What is this over here? This is, again, $10.58. This is, again, $10.85 as well. So it depends on how you want to look at this. It seems like IPDN is going to have a lot of resistance right around $10.85. If it does keep on spiking, $11.25 is where most of the trouble is going to be at. So I'm going to play it safe here and look for that area just because I would rather try to get myself into the green and do things the right way. So IPDN, I like the possibility of seeing the stock, be able to reverse and turn and fade and drop. At the same time, we definitely want it to stay underneath probably like 1140, 1160. So if I get in at around 1130, 1140, a break of 1160, 1175 would be my stop loss. So watching to see IPDN in 3 minutes, possible order. BTBD has room to go up to $5 at this point. BTBD, room to spike up towards around $5. That's going to be a good opportunity to be able to get filled over on that play as well. So BTBD trying to, again, work itself on up towards around that $5 mark. Dek, what if it breaks through $5? Old spiking high is up towards $5.61. Now remember, these are all plays, what's pretty cool? That were on our watch list today. Dek, what's spiked so far? Well, we did see SOGP spike. We are seeing IPDN currently halted and spiking. We are seeing BTBD currently spiking. So it's like all the plays that we have been going over, all the plays that we have been watching, all the plays that we had on our watch list are plays that are super hot right now. These are all plays that have a lot of potential. So it is nice to be able to kind of just see, oh wow, these stocks are getting a lot of big time breakouts, getting a lot of big time momentum. So right now here, traders, watching and waiting. Let's go back over to IPDN here. IPDN, we got 2 minutes over on that play. Again, I would like to try to short this play with like an average around like 1150 if I could. Dek, what if this thing opens up, you get filled at 1150 short side and it keeps going? Then again, I get out, right? The thing is, team, do I lose in my stock trades? Yes, I lose. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I win every single time. That's just not true. What I do, though, is I try to get out when I see that I'm losing. And again, what you could also do is wait. Wait for some potential. Wait for an upper shadow to form. Wait for, again, a reversal to form. You don't have to try to time the top. You could just wait for an upper shadow and get a reversal, then go. But if you are trying to time the top, it is crucial that you have a stop loss. So it's either get in, try to make as much money as possible, timing the top and a reverse back on down, but you have to have a stop loss, or you wait for the upper shadow, then jump on in and you have a little bit more consistency, but less money. Now, with that being stated as well, Dek, could I buy BTBD? I know you're talking about shorts. Can I buy it? 100%, as long as it holds above the black line. Hey, Dek, I see AIHS starting to spike its way on up. AIHS, no news this morning. Remember, AIHS was another play that we talked about that you wanted to be watching. AIHS, 63% gain this morning. No news but a low float of 1 million, right? This was a stock trying to spike its way on up. $5. Dek, jump in now again. Hold it up towards around that $5 mark. That definitely has potential as well. So we definitely have a few areas for us that we could be watching, and a lot of these plays still have that, hype behind it. Here we go, team. 23 seconds. IPDN is going to be my next trade to watch. Again, 1150-ish target is kind of what I want here. I'm not in on this. You guys can see everything is zeroed out right now. If I do get filled, you guys will be able to see it right away. But I'm looking for like 1150-ish target. And then again, look for a short and a reversal back on down. So let's see if I can get that like 1150-ish area. and then short it back on down. That's my goal. We got up towards 1128 so far. Didn't we talk about, again, some strong resistance? Where is that strong resistance? At 1085 mark? Had the spike on up towards 1128. Guys, came up to 1133. Did not get filled. Came on up towards 1138 so far. I had shorts at 1140. Had shorts at 1140. Neither of them got filled yet. Neither of them got filled, guys. I tried to get filled at around that 1140-ish mark. And again, I did not get filled. Let's see if I get filled now. Just came up to 1138 again. I still have my shorts at 1140. So again, I'm missing the short right now by, again, 2 pennies at this moment. Can we get one last little pop on up so I can at least start a position? And again, if it dumps after that, then that's fantastic and that's great. But at the same time, again, you guys know I'm kind of looking for that 1150-ish, 1160 again, average, and then be able to fade back on down towards, a nice little bottom. All right, guys, just got filled. Just got filled on my first little, again, entry. Just got filled 500 shares, IPDN, first entry right here. Let's see if, again, I'm going to be able to hold this play for a little bit. I got 500 shares filled at this moment. Let's see if, again, I could be able to see the stock, get a small little spike. I have an 1140 entry right here. I am going to add probably a little bit higher as it comes on up towards around $11.90, $12, and then that'll be my overall cost position. So we had a little bit of a pop at the top. 1140 is my cost basis. Going to watch for a little bit of a climb, get an average up on this play, and then look for that reversal back on down. Right now here, traders, you guys can see my live position. I am currently down $70. I'm up $140. Let's see if we crack again that $11 mark and fall apart. Now, Dek, how low can we go on down towards? We could go all the way down towards around like $10. Now, as I said, I only have 500 shares right here. I would like to have more. If this stock can pop up a little bit higher, and again, if you're saying, well, Dek, I thought you said you're going to get out at 1160. Again, I do want to have a bigger position. What I'm saying is I want to have a position of like 2,000, 3,000 shares. So right now, again, we're up $100 right here. Let's see if we can crack. If we crack, that's great, guys. So right now we're cracking. I'm up $400. Guys, I'm going to take a $400 profit, get myself back to the green. All right, traders, SOGP, just again, that play was absolutely awesome, absolutely great. We were just able to make it over on IPDN, $255. So, nice entry, good entry at where we were. We were just able to make $255 on that dump. And now, again, we are, we're down $100 on the day. Okay, so team, let's be open, let's be honest, let's be credible, let's be transparent. So far today, I had a great trade over on LCFY of $341 on the day. Great, awesome, great work. Then on top of that, SOGP was a little bit of stupid madness. SOGP, the spread was 50 cents. SOGP, again, stock was spiking, dumping. I really couldn't get a good feel on it. I just said, you know what? I'm going to get out of this play and avoid it. SOGP, I also did a little, rookie trade, which means, again, I had a heavy finger. I double clicked. I didn't mean to get in on this one. Then guess what happened? We just went after a short over on IPDN. I'm able to make the majority of my money back. At this time, I'm sitting with a $132 loss on the day. $132, which is basically nothing, right? So the thing is, let's now start fresh, 9:45 in the morning, and let's get ourselves a win. How does that sound, guys? Let's do exactly that. So, right now here, traders, doing everything right. Taking profits when I have them. But again, let's see if we can find a play that is great, easy, slow, steady. We don't need to do anything too wild here. Sometimes, again, even going to the slower plays could be nice and calm and collective. You know what I also want to do? I want to take a step back. S&P 500 still holding up its gains. How's MSTR? You guys know one of my favorite shorts. Hey, that's doing fine. Holding up its gains right now. No reason to put myself in on anything that's going to hurt me. No orders currently open. No orders that currently open. Nothing that's going to hurt me. I just kind of want to take a step back right here. Let's find something that could just be a nice little fade. Guys, little heads on up. AIHS. AIHS. No news on this play. $5 strong resistance. You guys tell me right now. Someone tell me the answer. If we break through $5, where are buyers going to try to push this up towards? If we break through $5, where are buyers going to try to push this play up towards? This should be an easy answer. Boom. Dek, I was here on the boot camp. What's the next target? Next target, break of $5 right here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the 200-day moving average. That's within reach. If all of a sudden we start snapping that $5 mark, we start taking on off, buyers again start moving on in, that's the target up near around 740. So we know, again, a lot of attention, a lot of hype, a lot of traders are going to be coming in with 740, 750 if, again, we can break through $5 here. So AIHS is in one of those kind of like points where let's see what's going to happen and see if this thing is going to squeeze. If you guys are watching over on YouTube today, if you guys are enjoying the live, make sure you guys, again, smash that thumbs on up right here and right now so that you guys are all set, ready to go. Obviously, absolutely jacked up that every single person is here, excited and ready to be able to make this money. Also, as always, a lot of people say, Dek, how are you shorting every single one of these plays? How are you able to short every single one of these stocks? If you guys do not know, I short every single one of these plays because I do have what? I do have Cobra as my broker. So if you guys do not have Cobra trading as your broker, make sure, again, you guys are all set, ready to go. You guys can use Cobra right there. That is my broker. Dek, what was that new scanner you were showing us? Fox Runner. Fox Runner is free, ladies and gentlemen. Now, again, the base plan is free. Obviously, they have premium features, but you guys can use and see the news every day with Fox Runner, which now has a free plan. Little heads on up. AIHS is starting to squeeze a little bit, guys. Guys, take a look at this. AIHS starting to squeeze. We talked about this play. Dek, would you short this one? I would not. Guys, AIHS at this moment, this thing does not look like a short at this moment, does it? No, this to me looks like it's more of like a dip buy and bounce play. To me, again, AIHS looks like as long as it holds $5, there's a lot of potential. So again, AIHS, this is one of those plays that has no news, has no credibility, but you know what? It has attention, and it has volume, and it has a low float, and buyers are saying, wahoo, I'm jumping in on this thing. So that's what buyers are saying right now over on AIHS. Dek, what's a safe area to enter? Safe area to enter would be back down near $5, which should be holding up as support. So AIHS, we know the target at this point is going all the way on up towards around that $7 mark. Look at AIHS, guys, picking up steam. What did we say? Breaking that $5 mark, people are going to start moving in. Team, so look at AIHS, still trying to grind, still trying to spike its way on up, still has a lot of attention, just came up to 563 so far. Now again, look at AIHS starting to squeeze, but shorters again squeezed out. There's a reason why I said, hey, I'm not short in this play. AIHS, guys, a room to run up towards, as we know, 725 area. Dek, where would you short? I would say up near $7 or higher. $7 area or higher is where you could get shorts. Right now, though, this thing is just too much of a beast at this moment. You know what I'm saying? This thing is beasting at this time over on AIHS. The squeeze is in. There is no news. It's just a low float, and people are getting themselves a little excited. Guys, we might get halted here. Look at the amount of buying volume. Look at the amount of buying volume right now over on this play. Hey, traders, if you are in on this play in any sort of sense, you're crushing it. Absolutely beautiful. Big short squeezing happening right now. I'm not shorting anything until probably 690 or higher. A little heads on up for you guys. So this play, I would be waiting for like 690 or higher over on this play over on AIHS. But look at this stock, guys. 636 now halted. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. Guys, look at AIHS halted on the upside right now. And as you guys can tell, the amount of attention, the amount of buying volume that has moved into this play. Hey, anyone get in at the close of $5 break? Anyone get in at that $5 rip and run? Anyone get in at that $5 area for that squeeze? And I mean, that's how short squeeze happens, right? So again, short squeezes happen after these plays, again, get these rip and runs just like that. I mean, how cool is that? How awesome is that? Guys, let's turn it up a little bit here, eh? Let's get ourselves excited right here. We got ourselves a play. And again, that is 740-ish. Man, woo! So there is a lot of potential right here, a lot of buying volume, a lot of hype, and a lot of attention. Traders, we are seeing again the hype move on in. We're seeing again buyers move on in, and we are seeing breakouts starting to occur. And this is again why I did not want to short this play, right? This is why I was like, hey, you know what? AIHS, it's looking too good. If this thing breaks $5, this thing is going to go crazy, right? Like, that's what I was thinking to myself. If this breaks $5, it's going to go crazy. Do not short that play. So one of the reasons why I just kind of want to sit back, stay smart, you know, and say to myself, you know, don't short it. And AIHS going on this massive rip right here. So right now, traders, Deck, what is the next thing that you can do? You got two options at this moment. You guys ready for it? You guys have two options at this time. The next two options is either number one, you get the dip buy. Deck, where's the dip going to be? Probably a dip buy opportunity would be somewhere back in like the 540s. Probably somewhere right around there, the 540 region, if you get a quick little pullback. Or you get ready for this thing to spike up to $7 plus, and then you look for a short up there. I would not buy at the high of the day right now. I would not buy at the highest possible point. I would either say wait for a dip buy or wait for the short. Those are your two options. Wait for the dip buy or wait for the short. You can do either side. Either side works. But at the same time here, traders, you got to just make sure you're being smart. So, Deck, where's the dip buy? I would say like 550 region. 550 region could be nice. But I mean, we got a lot of hype right here. A lot of hype, a lot of attention. I wouldn't be shocked if this thing spikes right up towards around that 740-ish mark. You know, if this thing just opens on up and spikes all the way up towards around 740, that could be great. But, you know, regardless, we have, again, buying volume right now. We have a lot of hype right now. Deck, would you do that hold strategy right now? Yeah, I mean, it's not bad at all. If you guys wanted to go ahead and say, hey, Deck, I'm going to do 500 shares and then just spread out 500 shares. Where could you do 500 shares at? You do 500 shares at the price of 570. Go ahead and click buy. 500 shares at the price of 560. Go ahead and click buy. 500 shares at the price of 551. Go ahead and click buy. You could spread out an order for a dip buy, and then again, hopefully you get filled near or around this bottom. So that could be nice. Going ahead and putting dip buy orders all the way from, let's say, the 570 mark, all the way on down towards around the 540 mark. So this could be a great opportunity for you to go ahead and be able to pull the trigger, and be able to make some money, and be able to absolutely crush it, and be able to make some cash right here. So I would definitely want you guys to just say to yourself, hey, that's a money-making chance right there. Now, if I was going to short this, I'd probably want 2,000 shares over on this play if I wanted to short it. This stock right here, AIHS, Deck, where could this one spike up to? 740 is your target. So AIHS, we could look for short entries if this play ever spiked on up to, let's say, 710. That could be a great little short. Go ahead, put that up there. 714, short. You go up towards around 722, short. You can go up towards around 735, 740, short. So basically right now at this time here, traders, I just want to kind of show this off to you. We know at this time, AIHS is by far the hottest play. I'm going to look for dip buys if it comes on down in between these two blue lines. I'm going to look for a dip buy. I'm also going to look for a short if it comes up towards that top red line. So at this time, I have open buy orders for dips, and I have open short orders in case it spikes. I do not know which way this play is going to open on up, but I'm going to look for both sides here. So this stock now, AIHS, is now live. If we explode up and I can get a new high, I'll take advantage of it on the short side. If we crash on down and I get a dip buy, I want to take advantage of that on the dip buy side. So the thing is, right now, traders, we came on down to 590 there for a second. It does not look like I'm going to be able to get filled over on these, 540s or 550s right now. So you can leave those if you want, but at the same time, it does not seem like they're going to be getting filled at this moment. But let's just see what happens over on AIHS. Again, I have entries on the long side. I have entries on the short side. I am not filled on AIHS at this moment. Currently on the day, I'm down $100. So AIHS here, traders, might be getting filled on the short side as we come on up towards 710, 720, 730, as I said. Now, again, why is that? I will be getting filled as we spike on up towards the 200-day moving average. 710, 720, 730 those are going to be areas I'm going to look to get filled at because I think we're going to get some sort of reversal, some sort of red candle near that mark right there. So guys, AIHS, I did get filled with a small 614 shares. 614 shares, guys. I'm up $320. Look at the reversal. Look at the dump right here. Guys, I'm up $300 off this reversal at this moment. Guys, I only got 614 shares filled at my entry. 714 here. Let's see if we get a reversal and keep on crashing lower. So again, I'm up 250. I'm back green on the day. Let's see if this thing is going to dump all the way back on down. 660. I'm up 250 bucks. 240 bucks. 200 right now, guys. We're doing absolutely awesome, absolutely great. Deck, what if it keeps on spiking higher? Again, I wouldn't mind if it spiked up a little bit higher so I can go ahead and get filled at that 200-day moving average. At the same time, I'm up 220 bucks. Let me actually just take that right now. I'm going to take my AIHS $237 gain, and if it jumps back on up, then again, I'll just re-enter. But why not take some free money when I can? You know what I mean? So guys, AIHS, I just nailed the short at the high of the day. So if you're saying, Deck, where did you get filled over on your AIHS short? Take a look at this, guys. AIHS, I got filled. I had an entry right at AIHS. I had an entry right at 714 and 710. 710, 500 shares. 714, 114. I had a cost basis right around that 714 area. As the stock reversed at that mark, we had a drop. Hey, Deck, why'd you put an entry at 710? Why'd you put an entry at 714? Why did you have entries when, again, you said 740 was the top? 740 is the overall idea of where we're going to reverse at. We are going to reverse somewhere near this red line. Somewhere near this red line. Where there's no picture perfect area in the stock market. It is going to be somewhere near this mark we are going to reverse. So again, all we can do is try to put the best overall areas that we see. So I started a little bit low and I had areas up high in case we had to average up. But now, again, if AIHS gets ready for a squeeze, I still have orders over on AIHS on the short side at 730, 714, but I'm actually going to cancel these right here. See, again, a partial order. Partial order filled at 714. Guys, look at the dump right now. We're starting to get AIHS with a little bit of weakness. AIHS with a little bit of weakness. I'm going to cancel my orders right here over on AIHS. I'll leave the 735 short on it in case that can get filled, but I'm going to, make sure that we're all good. And you know what's the good news? We're now green on the day. Green on the day, guys. So we are green on the day. We're back to, again, where we want to be. We are, again, up and green. And traders, you know what I also told you? I feel like a lot of people didn't believe me on. Is I told you that once we hit September, I'm going to be trading 6, 7, 8 times a day. I'm going to be trading nearly this entire morning because it's game time, baby. Again, we went over the boot camp. The boot camp's over. Now it's time to trade. Now it's time to attack. Boot camp's done with, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to strap up your belts. Make sure, again, you guys are seated in fastly, properly, making sure you guys are locked in. Keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times. We got ourselves an opportunity to make money. September, October, November, December. This is the time that we are trading and getting after it. So, again, great job, everyone. Great job, every trader here. Beautiful. Beautiful work. Traders, look at the drop. Uh-oh. Look at the fade right here. Yeah, could this bounce back on up? If this bounces back on up, 635 area, next short. If this, again, gets a little bit of a bounce back on up, 639 short. 636 short, 637 short. So we're probably going to have some resistance up in the 640s, little heads on up. So I might look for some shorts in the 639, 640 area. If we get a little bit of a spike back on up towards around that 640 mark, I'm going to look for another short. ZB saying, Deck, the sound and volume on your channel sucks. How does it sound, guys? Do I not sound good today? Does it sound like, again, does it sound bad? Please let me know. If it's not, again, crystal clear, please let me know. I want to make sure so I can adjust it in the future. How's the sound? Are we A-okay or are we good? Because ZD right now saying it sucks. And I don't like to hear that. Adam, Deck, it sounds great to me. Reese says it sounds good. Bothy says it sounds good. Alpha Option says, Deck, it sounds good. So, ZB, how about, again, you get off your Mint Mobile Wi-Fi access. Why don't you, again, step it up a little bit and say to yourself, you know what? Maybe it's on your end. Huh? Maybe we stop pointing fingers. Traders might get ready for a dip buy. Dip buy, guys, might be coming up here in a moment. Why am I going to look for a possible dip buy? We should have a lot of resistance at a couple different areas. What are these areas? Number one, old top of green body, which lines on up with, again, bounce play of lower shadow, which lines up to bounce play of lower shadow, which lines up to bounce play of lower shadow, which also, again, lines on up with, again, downtrend area coming up here in the future. So, going to look to get filled. Upper body, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Possibility of it spikes up to 660. Now filled at this time, 1,000 shares on the short side, AIHS with a cost basis of $638. Currently up $120, $150, $140. Getting ready to take profits. Watching to see if we're going to get a nice red candle. And again, just be able to make another like $200 plus if we get a nice little red candle here. Right now, we're up $90 at this moment. We're in at $638 with 1,000 shares. Looking for a dump underneath $6. Be able to make, again, some more cash over at this time. 625 crack, guys, could be really good. We could dump all the way back down to $6. If we crack 625, 624 is here. A little weakness. Gonna take my gains right here, team. Gonna be a smart trader. Just get out when I can. AIHS right there, just added a little bit. AIHS added a little bit to my gain. I don't like how it's still testing. Test. We might get one pop up to this downtrend. Just taking little profits where I can. Little win. Pro Trading Room. Guys, I apologize. Okay, I got you. If you guys are on Pro Trading Room, I'm actually going to exit that out right now. Pro Trading Room. They actually emailed me. Pro Trading Room, little heads on up. They emailed me, and they actually told me that, again, they're having mic issues. So it's like their server for their audio is having issues. That's why we always have two. We have two live streams. We have, again, Pro Trading Room, and we have YouTube. I'm just going to go live on YouTube right now, guys. Little heads on up, because I do know, again, I forgot to tell you, they are having issues. It's not on my end. It is on their end. Right now, traders, no forcing. We are currently sitting on the day with a $145 profit. All right, team, let's see something else here. Are there any other stocks we want right now? AIHS is the clear-cut number one top gainer. What about STI? STI cracked underneath its trend line, getting weak. Let's go back to a little bit of a larger time frame. And if, again, the volume's low, I can turn up the volume real quick. Let me, again, do that on my end. Test. All right, traders. Now let's see what else we have here. We have BTBD. BTBD should be a great little short all the way back on down. So little heads on up. BTBD should be a nice short all the way back on down. That could be getting a lot of weakness. Could be a slow and steady fader all the way down to $3. IPDN. Yikes-a-roni, guys. Guys, take a look. IPDN looks like it's giving it all on back. Guys, IPDN is now live. IPDN is now live. This stock just had a massive dump, is currently live at this moment. Let's watch for some possible shares here. We might be able to short this bad boy. Little spike back up towards around the 1035, 1040 mark. Uh-oh. Guys, it looks like IPDN is on the verge of giving everything on back. IPDN is getting ugly. So IPDN traders, I would say if this thing pops back up into the 1030s, I'll look for shorts. 1030, 1024, 1045. I'll look for shorts back above, 1040 up near the VWAP. So the VWAP right now is 1035. If I can get a short up near the VWAP at around 1035, 1040, I'll look for a short there. Okay? So IPDN just went from $8.30 to $12, $12 to $9. If $9 can come back on up towards around the VWAP area, I would say right here. What do we have here? Lower shadow bounce, lower shadow bounce, lower shadow sell-off, also the VWAP. If we get back around 1030, 1040, I will look for short entries once again. SINT, little bit of a spike. I'm gonna focus over on IPDN right now though. IPDN, I'm going to focus on this play. Guys, how's SOGP doing? The stock I lost on today. All right, look at this. SOGP starting to fade a little bit. SOGP getting a little bit weaker here. Guys, AIHS. Guys, AIHS with another squeeze. Look at AIHS with another squeeze. Deck, how high can that one get up towards? That one can get up towards that 200-day moving average of 740 before its main resistance. Right now, I'm going to stick with my IPDN trade. IPDN, I still like I like the probability. No, is this the #1 top gainer in the stock market? No, it's not. Is this where every single trader is looking? No, it's not. That's a good thing. I want this play to get a pop and then get weakness. Notice IPDN, bounce play 1035, bounce play 1035, sell off to 1035, then we have a dump. If it moves back on up, the bounce, the sell off, and the VWAP will all hold up as resistance right around that 1035-ish mark. That's where I want to pop on up, reject back down to $10, make another $300, $400. So I am watching that one, but I will say AIHS is where there's a lot of heat right now. AIHS is where there's a lot of action. A lot of people are still focused over on AIHS right now. So AIHS, definitely a lot of people focused over on this trade. Right now, traders, nice little fun morning start to our day, huh? That's what I love. Traders, I told you, my absolute favorite time to trade, my absolute favorite time to get myself involved in plays is going to be between September and February. This next 5.5 month stretch is the money time. This next 5.5 month stretch is where people get excited. It's the end of the year and the start of the year. The end of the year and the start of the year is where all the attention goes. So obviously we are getting ourselves jacked on up here today, getting ourselves excited, motivated, ready to rock and roll. And obviously we've had a few trades here today. Do you guys like this? Let me ask you guys something. Do you guys enjoy me trading a lot like this? Do you guys enjoy me doing multiple alerts? Do you guys like when I do a lot of trades, a lot of alerts, or do you guys like when I just do one or two? You know, right now, AIHS guys still trying to squeeze and spike, little heads on up. But everything I do, I want to make sure you guys are aware of it. Traders, AIHS right here trying to move. Also, little heads on up. We might get that IPDN pop I'm looking for. That IPDN pop, guys, might be happening here. We got $10 on the ask. $9.90 on the ask, $9.95 on the ask, $9.90, $10. So as you guys know, I am going to look for like 1,000 shares on the short side if I can get like a cost basis right around that 1030, 1040 mark. And all I want to do is see a quick pop, drop back down to 990. I could be what I would like to do here is honestly be able to make, you know, X amount of money in like 2 seconds. So again, IPDN, very simple trade. I'm not trying to do anything fancy. IPDN went from $8, spiked up to $12, but it also had a bounce at 1035, 1035, 1035. It got halted before sell-off. As it runs up to the VWAP at 1035, as it runs on off to sell-off, bounce play, this should hold up as a resistance line. If I get filled at 1035, I am making the assumption it's going to hit and fall back down to 990. If I have 1,000 shares on this play at 1035 on average, and we drop back down to 990, that's going to be able to pay me out nearly $400 in maybe just a second or two. That's the beautiful thing about the stock market. So that's the idea of the play. That's what I'm looking to be able to do here. We're going to see if I can get filled over on the stock. If we can just get a little bit more of that quick pop, get filled, and then see that stock be able to drop right back on down. So we need the ask. We need the bids up above $10. Right now, again, the ask is at $9.99. The bids are at $9.97. That's buyers. Buyers at $9.99. We are seeing buyers still try to creep their way on up. We just need to see that 30, 40 cent pop, and we should be all set, ready to go here. So watching for that little squeeze, then get the huge rejection. Now, we don't even have a massive trade on the day yet either. If you guys take a look at our gains, we've won $278. We've won $255. We've won $341. We've lost $100, and we lost $500. So we definitely have had our fair share of wins, and we also had our fair share of losses. But right now, we're only up at this time $140. You know, we're not up anything big at this moment. So just a little heads up for you guys. Oh, not getting filled on this one yet. How is AIHS, guys? Let's go back over to AIHS party. The AIHS party still looking strong. Let me ask you guys this. Is there anyone that is still holding AIHS from $5? Is there anyone else right now, again, holding AIHS from the $5 area saying, Dek, I got in at the $5 break that we talked about. Dek, I jumped in at $5.50. I'm in at $6 right now. If you have AIHS at one of those, possible, plays right there, that could be absolutely insane. So we got a lot of hype, a lot of action, a lot of activity. Traders, getting filled right now. Just got filled. Just got filled. IPDN. Guys, IPDN just got filled on this trade. I'm up 20 bucks right now. Let's see if we can hit this mark. Let's see if we can hit this red line, reverse back on down. I'm going to switch over to a 1 minute time frame. We can see in a little bit more detail. Hit this line, reverse back on down. Here's my profit, 190, 120. And again, cost basis, 1027. 1027 cost basis at this time. So I have 1,000 shares over on this play that has been filled. Cost basis, 1027. Looking for a rejection back on down towards like 980 if we can get it. So right now, traders up 130. I want to see again back on down towards like 990 if we can get it. Lock in again some nice easy profits when we can. Make sure, again, we're just consistently being smart, being safe. Here comes a little bit of a drop. Here comes $10. Ooh, almost there. Currently up 120 bucks. $10, 1006. Let's see if that VWAP can hold. VWAP can hold as resistance and get that pullback and get that drop back down to like 980, 970. This could be, again, our trade of the day if we can get that nice, overall profit here. So we did everything we want so far. We hit again the bounce play. We hit the bounce play. We hit the old Holt area. We spiked up to the VWAP. We hit the VWAP. We are hitting again this area. Now, again, we're looking to just build a cost basis, build an entry around this point, and be able to get a pullback back down towards like 980, 990, make another $200, $300, $400 potentially, and put ourselves in a nice green. So I like my entry. I like where I'm at. I like where, again, I'm able to get filled and looking for the crack back down to sub $10. We are holding this for a little bit at this time. We're up $240, $250, $200, guys. Let's see if the bids crack $10. But, guys, bids cracking $10. There we go, guys. Now we're up $330. Let's lock in our profits. Boom. Guys, just locked in my profits over on IPDN. Absolutely beautiful. Trade worked like a charm. So, guys, absolutely great job right there. Another winning trade on the day. And now we are currently up on the day, which finally getting ourselves some profits. $415.26. So right now at this moment, guys, we are now up $415.26. We have, again, had a plethora of wins, and we've had a couple losses that, again, hasn't really affected us too much. But, again, a great trade and a great overall move. Dek, is there any more trading right here? Guys, let's head back over to AIHS. Why not? This stock looks like it's going up towards 875. So, traders, if I'm with you still, if you guys are still with me here, let me see you in the chat room. Who here wants one more trade? Who here wants one more trade? One more trade. One more trade. One more trade. Do you guys want it? Or should I just wrap up right now? Because as I said, we're in September trading, baby. We are here in September time. And if it's September, that means we got to start getting after it. We got to start making some more money here. So, this is all, again, very important stuff to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go. Traders, little heads on up for everyone that's over on YouTube. If you guys are saying, man, this guy's an animal. This guy is not only handsome, not only is he 6'2", not only is he extremely athletic, not only does he have great facial hair, he's also a great trader. And if you guys want to be able to join us every single day, we are live over on Tradecaster. Every single day, guys, sign on up. We have our brand new pricing. It's cheap. It's affordable. It's for every single person. We do this live every single day. So let's keep this going. Traders, AIHS is where all the attention is at. AIHS is where all the buying volume is at. AIHS is here. How are we feeling? We're feeling good. Traders, it looks like AIHS is going up to 875. It really does. It looks like AIHS is squeezing. So it's looking like AIHS is going to be squeezing right here. Right now here, team. Making sure we're staying smart. No entries, no positions on my end. Making sure we're doing everything right here. A lot of trades on the day. Only again, SOGP, we gave it a chance. Traders, you got to be able to jump in the water if you're going to figure out if you're going to swim or not. You know what I'm saying? We got to give this one a chance. We had to again say to ourselves, all right, hey, let's see what we can do here. We have AIHS still looking good. Guys, AIHS still looking good. Deck, where's the target on that one? 875 target. 875 target over on AIHS. If that one can keep on pushing. Deck, I did not post day 4 boot camp. Little heads on up. I did not. Iggy, little heads on up, buddy. I love you, but you're typing over an alerts chat. Probably why no one's answering you. So just little heads up, Iggy. You are in alerts chat, which is why we have not seen any of your messages. But if you guys have missed any of the boot camp, little heads on up. I have posted day 1, 2, and 3 privately for Tradecaster members only. So if you guys have not seen day 1, 2, and 3, watch that. I will get day 4 up today. So again, day 4 will be up today. But let me again grab the boot camp for you guys. So you're all set, ready to rock here. Those are the boot camps. 875 target is 875 is like 80 cents. You know, if a stock goes from 40 cents, 50 cents to 60 cents, usually 80 cents is always the target and always reverses there. Same exact thing with AIHS. If you see a stock go from $4, $5, $6, it's usually 875 is always the target. It's just one of those weird things. It's just what happens. So whenever you see like a $4 spiker from $5, $6, $4, it's usually always 875 is the target. Guys, AIHS still trying to go a little bit. AIHS still trying to move. Right now, team, still watching and waiting. Sean, are we still doing options with your friend this week? I'm trying to get that set up, Alpha. So, Alpha, I'm trying to get it set up. You know, that's my goal. So, I don't have a specific date, but I'm trying to get it to happen. Absolutely. Just know I'm working on it for you. I know it's important. Guys, AIHS still slow and steady building. Slow and steady building right here. Here comes again, 875 target. 875 still again working itself all the way on up. We have not gotten overextended yet in any sort of way. Deck, I don't want to buy at the top, but I also don't want to short. You know, what can I do? Look for dip buys. Where would good dip buys be? Back on down to like 775. So if you're looking for a dip buy, go back on down to like the 770s. We may not get there, but if you do get there, it should be a nice little dip. Okay? ABTC. Deck, hold it on up. Hold on a second. Price 775. Guys, little heads on up. AIHS just had a big pullback. AIHS, big pullback. Guys, I'm going to look for a dip buy right here on AIHS with 500 shares. I got filled at 770. 500 shares, 770 dip buy for myself. AIHS just got filled on that dip buy. 770, 500 shares. I'm going to try to make $150 here if I can. If I can make a quick little $150 or so, I'm just going to take that profit. Got filled at 770 there. And let's see if, again, it pops back above $8 and I can be able to get good fill. Guys, 125 bucks. Almost got above $8. Guys, 130 bucks. $100 right there. Close. So, again, as we said, if it comes back down to 775, that would be a good little dip buy. AIHS just had one of those nice big red candles. Came right back down to 770. And, again, I just jumped in with 500 shares. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh here, guys. Uh-oh. We're starting to get a little sell-off. Sell-off right here, team. Deck, is this a good dip buy opportunity? I don't know. Did it just come out with an offering or something? Right now, again, we are getting ugly. I'm thinking about just canceling out of this play. Let's see here. I'm holding my 500 shares still. That we just got a nice red candle right there, traders. Nice red candle at this moment. Deck, where's the dip? Where's the opportunity? 725. Guys, I'm getting out of this thing before, again, it takes away any money. Guys, did an offering just come on out? What's going on with AIHS? Did AIHS just come out with an offering? Did we just have a midday offering? Let's see here. AIHS. AIHS. No offering I'm seeing at this moment, but it looks like one. You know what I mean? AIHS. I am not in on this play. I lost 295 bucks. Deck, are you still green on the day? Yes, I am. I'm up still $120. But it looks like there's like a midday offering. This thing is falling apart. AIHS, no offering at this time. It is just dumping. The momentum has shifted right now on this play. Deck, how low? Wait, can this go on down to? 640. 640 all the way down to 635 would be your next dip buy. 640 to 635 would be your next dip buy. If this thing keeps going lower. What did it get up to? It got up to 826, which is pretty close, I guess, if you want to say towards 875. But, I mean, that was a big turnaround right now. I had 500 shares, guys. I didn't have 1,000. I didn't have 2,000 shares. I had 500 shares. I did take a little bit of a loss. I'm still up $190 on the day. But that $300 loss right there did just take into a little bit of my profit. Now, what's the good news? The good news is when you're up in money, it's okay if you lose a little bit. Tom, any deals or specials for Fox Runner? Again, Fox Runner is free, so, you know, that's a great start. Also, again, Fox Runner is free at this time. Also, Fox Runner gives you a free 30-day pass when you sign up. So you get a free 30-day pass. You have it free access until you're ready to upgrade. And I don't know if there's any certain discounts or anything like that. Oh, Foxy. Try to type in the word Foxy, and you get 30% off. So Foxy is, again, the discount code for 30% off if you're interested on that. So there is that as well. So a few things you can do right there. Right now, AIHS here, traders. Deck now 770 on the possible short. I mean, right now AIHS is kind of turning into like my SOGP trade, where it's like, okay, I was gonna look to short this play up near around 875. That's what I was gonna look to do. But now AIHS came up towards around 830, got a big time dump. Look for, again, a little bit of a dip buy. I don't know if I want to touch it right now. You know what I mean? I think for me, I would rather sit back at this moment, stay smart. Maybe, again, look for a short, maybe up near around 775. You know, what are we testing? The 200-day moving average is 740. Let's remember that. The 200-day moving average is 740. If we are saying to ourselves, Deck, where's the next place to our possible short? Look for platforms. Platform, 770. 780, 780, 780, 770, 780. If we spike back on up, I would say somewhere in the 780s is going to be the next possible reversal area, especially if we go green candle, green candle, green candle. If we break through 780, we're going all the way up to 875, little heads on up. So I would say that to you guys right now. You guys can definitely look for shorts coming on up in the 780s, 790s. But if you break through 780, 790, I think this thing is going to absolutely squeeze right back up towards 875. I mean, we just had a massive dump, and it looks like it's trying to spike its way right back on up here. So you just got to be careful. Just got to be careful over on this play. This play could easily, again, squeeze once back on up once again. It's a fast play. Look how many orders are going through the level 2. And this is the crazy thing about AIHS. If you ever just want to gauge, if you just want a little bit of a gauge of like how fast is AIHS, do this, traders. Take a look and say, Deck, on a normal day, 159,000 shares are traded. Today, 108 million. Let's think about this in a different way. Have you guys ever played Roller Coaster Tycoon? as like a little kid. Did you guys, let's imagine if you owned an amusement park and on an average day, 159,000 people came. That's awesome. But what if one day 108 million people came? The lines would be astronomical. You'd be constantly changing garbage bags. People would be complaining. It would be absolute chaos because you're just not used to it. That's what's happening right here. It is absolute chaos over on AIHS because AIHS is just not used to this. You know what I mean? So that's why, again, like so much craziness is happening over on this play. So let's see here. Tom, how does it work over on Fox Runner? I sign up, I get 1 month free, and then after that I have to pay. Well, again, there is the free version, so you could just use the free version forever. But the free version is pretty limited. You don't get any of the features. Or, yes, you sign on up, you get a free 30-day pass. After 30 days is when your subscription starts. So again, Fox Runner, you guys do have a lot. You guys do have the free version. You do have Foxy for 30% off. You also do get a free 30-day pass as well. So you guys do get a lot of different like specials over there. Guys, little heads on up. AIHS looks like it's getting a little bit iffy. Now, AIHS, little heads on up. Connect some dots. Connect some dots here. Dek, where's the next dip buy? If you connect some dots, you will get a next dip buy at around 675. Okay? So if you guys are interested right here, notice, what do we have? Bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Next possible dip buy and bounce play is going to be right around the 680 mark. So do I think AIHS is done with? Do I think it's over with? The answer is no, I don't. I don't think it's done. I don't think it's over. I don't think it's done in any sort of sense. I think AIHS actually still has a lot of potential. And I think over the next few hours, it could easily squeeze. I will look for one more dip buy if I can get it at, let's say, like 680 or lower. If I can get a 680 or lower dip buy, I do think that could be a nice possible dip to bounce off this blue line and work ourselves back up towards $8 in time. So let's see if we can possibly get that, as long as, again, this uptrend continues to hold. So uptrend, let's watch this. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we're going to get weaker. Let's see if this thing is going to fade and fall. And again, now, Dek, what if it starts cracking and dumps down to 630? Well, then it's cracking its trend line and things could get a little ugly. So let's just make sure we're being careful. But at the same time, that is the trend line right now. That is the trend that we have. That is the idea at this moment. So trend line, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Let's just watch this area, right? Because we're not doing anything special. We're not doing anything crazy. All we're trying to do is just use what we have, the tools at hand, to be able to have a great entry on a stock. Dek, if I saw we bounced at the time of 1001 at the price of 582, and then we bounced at the time of 1006 at the price of 608, and then we bounce once again at the time of 1024 at 664, and we bounce possibly again at 685 at the price of 1030. Right? These are all areas that are saying bounce, bounce, bounce. As long as we stay above this line, technically, we are going to be considered bullish. So this is how we can use trend lines to our advantage, where we can see bullishness. Now, let's be honest. Trend lines are not 100% guarantees. There is a chance coming on up that we are going to crack this line, and we are going to go to the bearish side. And if we go to the bearish side and this stock truly does start to dump, we're going to crack all the way on down and things get ugly and you could take a big hit. But you do want to know, okay, we bounced, we bounced, we bounced, we bounce. We have potential for another bounce. If it goes underneath this bounce, let's get ready for a possible short then. So it's either, again, look for a bounce at the bottoms, or again, you look for shorts at the change. So right now here, traders, we are watching, we are waiting, we are seeing what we can do. We are testing that blue line right now at this moment, seeing again if we are going to get a bounce. Anyone just get filled in the low 680s? If you just got filled in the low 680s, so far it's trying to hold on up. I was going to get filled if it came on down to like 675, 677 right there. Did not get filled on that play just yet. But if you guys just got filled off the bottom little blue bounce play, not too bad. So guys, good fill. Good fill if you guys got in right there. If you guys just got in right there, that's a good fill. But remember, probably underneath 760, things could get a little ugly. Okay? So please just keep that on your back burner right now. That anything underneath the price, I would say, of like 660, things could get a little choppy. Things could get a little ugly. Things could get a little, ugh. You know what I mean? So please just use your head that if we do crack this trend line, there's a lot of room to fall down to $6. Now, half of you guys are probably buying this play right now, saying, Dek, I am buying at 580. I am buying at 660. I am buying at this. But the thing is, if this line does crack, please be aware there could be some issues. Okay? Now, what do we have to do right here? If this thing cracks, shorters are going to take over. It's going to get ugly. Dek, how about if it bounces back above that 680 mark? Then it still has a chance of success. Let's see if it can hold. Right now, team, having a little bit of trouble, still trying to stay alive. Having a little bit of trouble. I'm going to adjust the trend line here slightly. 680 still trying to hold up. Guys, I'm going to enter a few shares if I can right here. Did not get filled though yet. Did not get filled. It's still alive right now. Guys, are you guys still holding? Are you guys still holding? If you guys are, you guys still have that dip buy. You still have that bounce play. I tried to get filled. I did not get filled. My entry did not get filled at 679. So I tried to get filled on the long side at 679. I actually did not get filled at that mark there. So I'm going to cancel that order. But it's still trying to fight here. It's still like that 675-ish area. Still trying to stay alive. Still trying to fight. It's going to be choppy for the next 5 to 10 minutes. If you're not in, you can just sit out for the next 5 to 10 minutes. It's most likely going to chop around this bottom support line for a little bit. Dek, where do you think this could at least get back up to? I think this could at least get back up to like 715. 715 is like the old shadow from, the first initial spike. I mean, this thing could definitely run and rip, definitely get some spiking, definitely get a little momentum. Give it like 5 to 10 minutes if you're not 100% confident. You can wait on this. Ooh, guys, we're getting a little bit of a crack again. Little bit of a crack once again. Is this one going to hold? Now again, 675 could be holding up as resistance. You got to be careful. Guys, shorters might be coming on in here soon. Shorters might be coming on in. Dek, how much room does this have to fall? This has room to fall down to 590 at this point. So again, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. This stock has room to fall down towards 590 at this point. The trend line is cracked in my eyes. In my eyes, this trend line is broken. In my eyes, this trend line is cracked. In my eyes, this trend line is not looking good. I'm actually thinking more short side. Bounce back above 655 to 660. You could definitely go ahead and look for shorts on this play. Try to, again, jump on in and see if this thing can reverse on down to low $6. So we have, again, crack. That trend line's done, guys. The trend line's done. The trend line has cracked. The trend line has fallen. The trend line has faded. I would not, again, be sitting here and saying, oh, let me look for, again, a bounce play back on up. That trend line is no longer in play. So trend line is no longer in play. Stock's trying to hold on up. Room to fall back down to 590. Dek, that's dip buy, dip buy, dip buy. 590 is the next target if you guys are in on this play. Right now here, traders, we'll see how much lower this play can go on down towards. A lot of weakness over on this stock right now. It basically gave everything back after 740. 740 strong resistance. Going to its new candle right here. IPDN, guys, look at IPDN as well. Guys, IPDN falling apart. Look at IPDN right now. IPDN's falling apart. Take a look right here. AIHS starting to fall apart. What else do we have here? BTBD starting to fall apart. All of these plays, guys, all the top gainers right now are starting to fall apart. All of these top gainers are showing a lot of weakness. So we jump on the trend. I mean, right now, IPDN dumping. Right now, BTBD right now dumping. Right now, AIHS at this time starting to dump. Dek, where could you go ahead and look for a short? Short opportunity would probably be back up towards around the 660 mark. 668, 660. Guys, I'm going to enter on AIHS short right here in the 660s. I'm going to look for a little bit of a short right here over on AIHS at the 660 region. 500 shares. And see if this play is going to start kind of getting a little bit of a fade for me. So I just entered AIHS 500 shares at the price of 658. 658 going to do 500 shares on the short side. See if this one is going to continuously fade and fall and drop. We also do have this pretty big downtrend at this moment. So we have this big downtrend, we have the uptrend, we have again we have the crack going to the bearish side. We have a lot going against this play right now, and I do think this could just be able to make us another, again, you know, $200, $300, maybe make back our loss that we had from before. So again, make back the little loss that we had from before, continuously, again, you know, be able to make some cash. I don't know how many more trades I have in my belt here today, but you know, we're going to try to make some magic happen for everyone. I'm going to add a little bit on this pop. 1,000 shares, 658 still. Still want to see if this downtrend's going to hold and then again reverse back down to the 630s. I want to see if it's going to reverse back down to the 630s. And again, all I'm doing right here, guys, is watching this downtrend. Basically, if you guys are saying, Dek, what are you doing on your trade at this moment? Very simple, very easy. You guys ready for this? Number one, right? Let's watch right here. This is what you guys have to do. I just entered my trade on the short side. If anyone is saying, Dek, why are you entering your trade on the short side? We clearly had bullishness and bearishness on this uptrend. Anytime we bounced off this uptrend, we continuously held on up. But when we cracked underneath this uptrend, we are now considered bearish. Now that allows us to say this trend line, right? Or excuse me, this trend line right here is no longer our main trend line. Now what we want to do is start connecting some dots on a new trend line and ask ourselves, okay, hey, how is this trend line going to react? So I'm saying top trend, top trend, top trend, watching for a reversal here in the near future. We have top resistance right here, top resistance right here. As we get up towards around even that 690 mark, I want to see it and ask myself, all right, hey, could I go ahead and look for shorts on this play to be able to get, you know, some reversals and be able to see a nice little fade back on down here? So as long as we stay underneath the blue line, I want to continue to keep looking for this short and continue to keep, you know, fading back on down. So I did just add a little bit. I am going to have my new cost basis, guys. Everyone take a look at the screen. Cost basis, 2,000 shares at the price of $669. 2,000 shares at the cost basis $669. I just added at the red line and added at the blue line. I have a cost base $669, 2,000 shares, watching to see can we get a red candle coming on up after having downtrend, which is new, which is just forming. And on top of that, we have this blue old trend, which should be holding up as strong resistance. So I'm looking for a red candle to form right now as we are hitting the downtrend area and after we just hit the old uptrend area. So this right here, I'm looking for this to be able to produce, you know, maybe $400 in profit. We could easily fall back down to $640 or so, and that should be able to make some nice money. Guys, just like that, we're up $290, $310. Let's see if we get a nice big red candle. There we go, guys. There we go. $400, $500 right there, and let's go, baby. $500. Let's take our gains, and now we just made $659 in total. Guys, does everyone understand how I just read that chart? Does everyone understand how I just did that move? Does everyone understand how now I am at the highest point of profit on the day? So guys, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful trade right now. Now we're up over $500 on the day, and that's a good enough trade for me. Guys, I'm up over $500 on the day. Was just able to lock in $659 right there. And we should see AIHS honestly continue to fall and fade. But what I love to do is be able to show you the predictability. What I love to do is show you how I'm able to make money. Right? Today was awesome. We got a lot of fun trades. We had, again, a couple losing trades starting on off. We battled back, got into some winning trades. We went after a dip buy opportunity. The stock turned and dumped, and then got ourselves back in the green to make over $500 on the day. Man, I love this job, ladies and gentlemen. I love this. Can I ask you guys a question? Does every single person here, like, when I'm explaining this stuff, are you guys understanding it? Or am I just kind of talking like out loud to no one? Like, are you guys gauging it? It's like, wow, I can clearly see what's going on here. Oh, wow, there was an uptrend. Oh, wow, here's a new downtrend. Oh, wow, we should get reversals here. So again, all I'm trying to do is explain exactly what I'm seeing out loud to you while putting my real money in so you guys know how legit this is and how it can be. Okay? Let me make sure. I got no current orders at this time. I am done on this moment. Want to make sure we're good. Up over $500 on the day, and you guys are all set here, ready to rock and roll. I do want to throw up this shorting broker as well, so that you guys are all set. Guys, if you guys have not, make sure you guys are all set, ready to go over on the shorting broker. Absolutely great and awesome. Traders, also, little heads on up. I got to turn off the music here. This is big. As you guys know, right? October 2nd. October 2nd, traders. And I want everyone to know this right here and right now. We are having a free New York City rooftop takeover. For anyone that is in the New York City area, I'm going to be doing the morning bell at the New York Stock Exchange, which is going to be absolutely awesome. But then on top of that here, traders, we are going to be having at 6 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to have a New York City rooftop takeover, which means, again, there's no tickets. We're not charging you guys money for this. Everyone, come on over towards, again, 2:30 in the 5th rooftop, October 2nd. Cobra Trading is going to rent out an area. I'm going to be giving away some wristbands for people who want free drinks and free food all night, and that'll be fantastic. If you guys don't win a free wristband, again, there's no charge for you to come and hang out. Yes, you'll have to buy your own drink or whatnot, but again, you can hang out with myself, you can hang out with other traders, and a lot of other influencers or trading guys that you probably have heard of are also going to be here as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be awesome. Mark it in your calendars right now. 2:30 in the 5th, 6 p.m. Eastern time on October 2nd. It's free to come to. Let's pack the house. Bring your wife, bring your husband, bring your boyfriend, bring your wife's boyfriend, bring whoever, and let's have a good time hanging out in New York City on the rooftop on October 2nd. Okay? So I want everyone coming on through. That's going to be awesome. And again, we want to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go. Traders, I am 100% done on my day. I hope you guys are ready to rock. I hope you guys are excited. Locking in again, $1,400 yesterday, $500 today. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Help me wrap this thing on up. Let's get ready to do it. In 3, 2, 1. Ah! Woo-hoo-hoo! I love you. Let's get after it. Let's have some fun, traders. I'll see you guys later on. Thank you so much. I'm going to change the live stream, go over to Tradecaster members only, put on those boot camps so you guys are good to go. Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman. I got this question the other day. Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
The first niggas gotta find me.
$700.
$50,000 to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy.
$1,000.
Y'all know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
Lock it on up.
too, when I look at you like this shit gravy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here.
$1,400.
It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million a year?
You should be asking how to be successful. Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game